One thing we have realized is how many different ways there are to travel. In the beginning, I think we kind of felt like, oh, we're just going traveling. And now we've experienced a lot of different ways.
Yeah, we've evolved, we've pivoted. Now I want to stress there's no wrong way to do this. There's no wrong way to travel. It's just what's best for you personally.
So if you are just watching this video and have not followed us for a while, we have been on the road now going on 5 years traveling full time. And we started out the very first way, which we thought was going to be the perfect way, which was slow travel. This still hits the mark for a lot of people though.
Yeah, and it still hits the mark for us some of the time, not all the time. But we found that, we can get kind of bored after 4 weeks. However, there's more advantages than disadvantages to slow travel. One of which is just getting into the community and experiencing that lifestyle wherever it is you're at.
Right. And I know that like in the beginning we thought we were going to ingrain ourselves into a culture and kind of like meet people, and yeah, that didn't really happen. But that is one of the things that you do get is as far as the culture, as far as just daily life in a place. You get to know the area you're in, you find your local favorite pub, you find your local grocery store. You just kind of get to know the lay of the land a little bit, and there's comfort in that.
There's comfort in it, and it's also a lot less stressful. Hopping from place to place can be time consuming, it takes a lot of planning, and it is stressful. Staying in one place for a month, 2 months, 3 months, you just sit back and you relax.
Right. Unpacking your stuff, there's a huge advantage to actually being able to unpack your bags and not live out of the suitcase all the time. The other huge advantage is the cost savings that you see with slow travel. Slow travel, you're in a spot typically for about a month or longer. During that time, you're able to get a cut on the prices that you're typically paying at even a hotel if you choose that style, or maybe an extended stay rental or something. You can get those cost savings. Plus, you're not having all those constant travel costs of moving around. So it's kind of a good way to start, I think.
Even you're not eating out as much. You're living, so you're going to the grocery store, you're saving money on food, you're saving money on just about everything. So there is a lot of advantages to slow travel. And some of you that have watched this channel since the beginning swear by it. It's the only way you'll do it. It's the only way you want to do it. There's no other way. And that's fine. You found what works for you. There's other options as far as we're concerned.
Now, I would say that as far as disadvantages, that was the biggest standout. So we did slow travel for probably about almost 2 years. We did slow travel. So we did it for a long time. One of the disadvantages, like Brian already mentioned, was we find we get bored someplace. After a few days of being somewhere now, we kind of look at each other and it's like, why are we still here?
Let's go.
Let's go. The excitement level to let's go, but also what else are we going to do while we're here? That excitement level of going to the grocery store or doing those little basic things that were cool in the beginning aren't quite as cool now.
Yeah, the novelty wore off, so to speak. There are times that we thought we should go ahead and leave a week or two early, and we decided to stick it out, and it worked out great. There are times that we thought we should leave a week early, and we went ahead and left early.
Yeah.
So we've done both sides of it. I would still say there are a lot of advantages to slow travel.
And it might be something that we do again in the future, but right now we've stepped away from that. So the next area where we then stepped to when we were like, okay, let's try something a little different, was fast travel. We gave it a shot for a couple weeks of doing like this real quick, seeing a couple days in a location, and you really never unpack because you're just moving to again. It stressed us both out.
Yeah, it stressed her out more than it stressed me out, simply because she's the planner. I feel like maybe we could just wing it and go. That's not her style, and that's fair. That's fair enough. It was stressful. It was even stressful for me a little bit, getting to the train station, getting on the right train, getting the right car to the right train. We've never gotten in the wrong car.
No, thank goodness.
But we've witnessed others that have, and they're super stressed because they've already put their luggage away, they've already settled in. So none of that when you slow travel. When you fast travel, it can be stressful and it can cost more.
Yeah, and I would just say when you mentioned car, You meant train, right? The car or the train?
train,
Yeah.
the train car.
At first I was like,
car,
the car would be bad.
The car on
Yes,
the train.
yes, but we have witnessed people do that, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of advantages though to fast travel. Is you're seeing a lot more territory. You're going to hit a lot of locations. And so for the people that say are on a vacation or just have a stretch of time, obviously you're going to fast travel. You want to see a lot of territory. We saw so much. The disadvantage during that seeing so much and moving so fast is at the end of it, and even in the midst of it, I would say to Brian, like, wait, where was that we saw that? Yeah. Like you lose track of what you were seeing. And I would even go back and have to look at pictures to kind of recap my memory.
You go back and watch the video.
Yeah, we can watch our videos on it. So I'd say that's a huge disadvantage.
Yeah,
I feel, you know, and I think a lot of people would agree, when you are fast traveling and you move through an area really quickly, especially in just a couple days, you don't walk away feeling like you really saw the area. Where, as an example, we can go back and go, we stayed in Santorini for a month. We saw Santorini.
Yeah.
We saw pretty much every corner of Santorini. So,
well, it's not a very big island, and we were there for a month, so we saw every corner of Santorini, and we had a great time doing it. We had a great place. We didn't really get bored on Santorini, and I think that was partially due to the fact that we were newly started in our travel experiences. So everything was still fresh and new. Now that we're much more experienced, unfortunately, we do get a little bit bored sometimes.
Yeah. So the other advantage or disadvantage of fast travel is, like Brian mentioned, I'm a planner. I'm doing most of the planning that we're doing. You're booking constant trains, buses, flights, new accommodations. How are you going to transport yourself from the new location? And it is a lot. And I found also doing that style of fast travel, that was another part that took away from the places we were visiting, because we would get to a new location, and while you're in that new location, only a couple days, you have to spend some of your time already planning for the next place. You can't just really sit down and enjoy.
Yeah, and you know, we've gotten our luggage down pretty well now to a medium-sized bag and a backpack generally. That made it easier. We know of people that carry full-size luggage, a backpack, maybe another bag. Try fast traveling with all that luggage. No, thank you.
Sounds miserable.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
You're getting in cars, you're getting on buses. It's just a hassle. So when people say, you know, you guys are very minimalist, we are, because it just makes our life that much easier.
It just makes sense. Yeah. So I think that there's a group of people that fast travel is very much for, and then a group that it's probably not the ideal thing for. I think doing like what we did, maybe putting little tastes of it, because we've since done more bleeps of that, like a little bit of fast travel. When you know at the end, you either have a cruise coming up or you have something else coming up that you get to look forward to. Maybe you're planting yourself in a place for a week or a month or whatever. Yeah. It seems like you can handle that fast a little bit.
You see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. So I think that if you are somebody that likes to be go, 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 you don't mind all of the elements of planning and everything, or maybe you're just way younger than we are, because we saw a lot of people that are way younger just going. They were sometimes one day in a location, and they were completely content with that. So in this video, we're not trying to steer you one way or the other.
Right.
Like we said, we're just sharing with you the different options of what we have done and kind of what we've experienced.
Yeah, you know, that's the key point to this whole video, is there are different ways to travel. So we don't want to lean you in one direction or the other. We got plenty of feedback on our last experience. 90% of it was positive. 90% of it was yes. A few of you did not like the fact that we were cruising. Cruising's not for you. Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. But cruising does kind of mix the two, slow travel and fast travel, together.
Right. So great lead in right there.
That's called a segue.
So section 3 then is, or the next area of options of travel is cruising, which is one of the most interesting ones to me as far as how divided people are on cruising. So you either absolutely love cruising or you pretty much hate cruising. Maybe there's another element. You didn't give it a try yet. Like, see if it's for you. But, you know, it's very, very divided area. We have tried it multiple times, just getting done with a 2-month cruise, 2-month back-to-back cruising. And we're kind of, I would say, very much on the love it side.
Yeah, I'd say so too. We got, you know, like I said, 90% was all for it. The 10% that, man, they were just dead set against it. No way, no how. I've done that week-long cruise and it was miserable. Fair enough. We're not here to say one way is right, one way is wrong. If that's not for you, don't do it. Fast travel. Slow, do something different, but travel. Now, I would say that cruising the way we did it, it's a little bit more of fast travel as far as seeing the sights and experiencing different locations. There's a lot of different locations we went to. You kind of have to go back and watch those videos or look at the pictures to kind of remember all the places you went. But as far as unpacking your bag, having a place to go back to every night, having a comfortable bed, having food ready for you, we loved it.
Yeah, and I think that once again, like, cruising is, like Brian was saying, it very much is that benefit of that fast travel without all the work that goes into the fast travel. You have to look at it that way. If you're going to look at it as, oh, we go into a port, we only get to stay there for that day, we miss so much, of course, then that's the huge negative of cruising.
Downside,
Absolutely. But if you look at it in the positive aspect, that you didn't have to do all that work in between and you got to see so much territory. If you love a place and you went into a port for an entire day, go back. You might look at a place and go, I could spend a month here, no problem. I think it just gives you that taste. And so to me, that's just such a huge positive. But there's so many other positives to me as well.
We've done positives and negatives of the cruise experience.
Yeah.
If you've never seen that video, go back and watch it, the pros and cons of cruising. You know, we've been doing this for almost 5 years, we mentioned. We're not country collectors.
Right. Yeah. And it's, which is interesting because people have asked us many times, how many countries have you been to? I honestly don't know.
I think like 40, 38.
I honestly don't even have a clue. At one point, like 3 years ago, we counted, and I really don't care. And then I'm being very honest when I say that. I don't care how many countries we've been to. To us, it's just going to the places that we know matter to us that we want to go see. We're not at all trying to check boxes.
Right.
So as far as negatives we've mentioned on the cruise, another big one is cost. You are spending a lot more sometimes to go on these cruises and see those places, but it's also that bundled deal.
Right.
Like, you've got your transportation included, your food included, your entertainment included. They bring you right into the port a lot of the time. You're not having any transportation there either.
Yeah, I think the more I cruise, we don't have any cruises planned in the near future, but we will go on a cruise again at some point. Yeah. I don't think I would do the drink package. Now, I have to be careful when I say that because we need the Wi-Fi, so we'd have to figure that out. But I think when you go on a week-long cruise, you get the package, you go for it, you have fun. I got to the point where I was drinking my morning coffees and trying to figure out what I wanted to drink the rest of the day because nothing sounded good. So there are disadvantages to cruising. Like I said, you can go back and watch that video. But I would say it's a combination of fast and slow. And we prefer cruising over fast.
Yeah. Another area before we move on to the next one, for cruising as a positive for people, I would say would be for those people that maybe you are not comfortable traveling. If you are not comfortable going into some of these countries where you're like, I don't know my comfort level getting around, or is it really safe? It's quite safe when you're on a cruise ship. They're bringing you right into a main port. You're there just during the daytime hours typically. And so it's a great way to kind of do it with a comfort level. Yeah.
And handicap accessible, you're covered.
Right. Yeah. So now we're going to move on to the next one, which is what we're doing right now. We've gotten just the smallest taste of it because we've traveled our way here, and that is road tripping and in a car. We'll add that. And we are so looking forward to this new adventure because of so many positives it has, and things that I think I've been missing, I know, for the last 4 years of travel, which is or 5 years almost, that freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be more fast travel than the other two, obviously, slow travel and cruising. But we have the freedom to go when we want to go, stop when we want to stop. And you can when you're traveling, let's say through Europe, fast traveling. You can then too. But this is going to be, we're going to wake up in the morning. We're going to decide how far we want to go that day, whether it's 4 hours, whether it's 6 hours, whether it's 8 hours. We might only want to go 2 hours. It's going to be on our schedule, not a train schedule, not a bus schedule, our schedule.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward to that.
Yeah, we haven't had that. And the other huge advantage is also when Brian was saying we can go, you could do that in Europe. Well, if you're renting a car, you're going to have that same little level of freedom. But if you are, we don't have to take our stuff in and out of the car every single time that we want to go see something new. Like, oh, let's stop here. Well, now we're hauling luggage with us. Here we get to leave things in the car. You can bring a little bit more of those creature comforts that you're used to having because you have a little bit of space in the car as well. But I think that freedom to just really veer and change wherever we want to and make our days as long or short as we want them to be just sounds hugely appealing right now.
And also, you know, doing a road trip in the United States, obviously there's a lot of places in the United States we've never been to, but we still have the comfort level of driving on the correct side of the road. We have the comfort level of just being in a country where everybody speaks our language. Unfortunately, we're not bilingual. We wish we were. I wish I spoke every language there was to speak, and it's my fault that I only know one language. I can't really speak, let alone learn more languages than the one I already know. So for us, it's just comfortable.
It is,
which makes a big difference.
Yeah, and we're, you know, I mean, like I said, we traveled from Washington State to California, so we really just have a week under our belt of doing road tripping, and we will be on the road for going on 3 months. And so at the end of this, we'll be able to share a little bit more our view on road tripping and our feelings, because it is still that hopping into hotels every night or every couple nights, depending how long you're staying in a location. Right. So there is still that kind of packing, unpacking a little bit. And the disadvantage would also be you don't have a kitchen that you're cooking in at all, so you're very much relying on grocery store ready to go meals or going into restaurants. And so I think there's also a lot of disadvantage. We're certainly not sugarcoating it at all. I think that this is just the newest form of travel that we're experiencing, so it's new to us.
I'll tell you one thing that it does is it's gotten us excited again. We're always looking forward to our next adventure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. But there are times we're like, man, don't really want to go yet.
Right.
I want to keep doing what we're currently doing. This got us excited to do something completely different than what we've done before. And for us, it brought that juice back.
Right.
So road tripping it.
Road tripping it, yeah. Okay, so now on to the final one. And this is part-time travel. And I think this one is such a cool option for people because so many people might see what we're doing or what other people are doing and go, oh, full-time travel, I've got to just like drop it all, get rid of everything like we did and start fresh and just go travel. And they're not ready to do that. And there is another possibility, and that's just part-time travel. Keep your home or downsize to a much smaller, maybe more affordable location, but keep that home base, and then travel half of the year. Everywhere that you live, there's a crappy time of year to live there. Travel that time of the year,
Yeah, we've had this question before. I want to do what you're doing, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger. Well, we were either going to have to stay home and continue to work or go all in. That was the choices we had. That's the way we felt anyway, and that's kind of the way it was. So we sold everything, we started traveling. If you don't have to do that, don't do it. Dip your toe in the water. Go for a month, go for 2 months, come home, regroup, see how you might want to pivot. Okay, yeah, I did the 2-month cruise like Brian and Carrie didn't like it for all these other reasons. Well, next time try this. After that, try a third option. There are other options besides just going out randomly and traveling for 12 months out of the year. Now, we consider ourselves full-time travelers because we don't have a home. When we go back to our hometown to visit friends and family, we house sit all along the way. So we're traveling throughout the county. We live out of our suitcases 12 months out of the
We could now live out of our car.
We live out of a car now.
We live out of a car.
At least we have a car.
At least we
now.
have a car now. We were homeless and carless.
Yeah.
Now we have a car.
Now
at
we're
least.
just homeless.
Now we're just homeless. Yeah. We do get that comment quite a bit from people like, well, now you're home a lot more than you used to be. We are in our home territory. We are going to our home area, and we'll stay with family here and there a little bit, but we house sit, and we don't have a home. So to me, that is still considered full-time traveling. Like you said, how do you classify it better other than living out of a suitcase? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. So I think the point of all of this is that there is a style of travel for everybody, and I know that there's other styles of travel that we haven't reached yet. We don't quite know what they might be. It might be RVing or something like that, but and I don't think we're ever going to probably do that.
No,
route,
but
but we don't knock anything off
Hey,
the possibility.
Yeah.
But like Brian said, I think for us, we're so excited to have the excitement level back again of each time that we do something new. For instance, the cruising. When we decided to do that, that was our last adventure for 2 months straight of cruising. We were so excited.
Super
for
excited.
That. Yeah. And that's what we're aiming for right now, is to find that excitement level. Like I've said to Brian many times, I almost wish you could go back to that first year of travel where everything was amazing. It didn't matter if your accommodations sucked, it was still amazing because we were on the road, we were doing what we had been planning and dreaming of doing.
We didn't care.
Yeah.
I remember getting to our first accommodation, and it's kind of small. It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. And it was.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I think it was our second stop.
It was Alicante.
It was Alicante. Our place
it was a
was really,
shoebox.
really
It was
small.
so small.
But we managed. We got through it.
And we were there for an entire month.
We were there for an entire month,
Yeah.
and we loved Alicante.
We loved Alicante, yeah. So I think that now, if you put us in that same place and expected us for a month to have the exact same level of fun, we may not, because, it just kind of changes that excitement level. So what we're doing right now is just seeking out, being excited to continue traveling, enjoying what we're doing, and for everybody out there that has their way of traveling that works for them, that's amazing. And if you hit a roadblock, we talk about this often, and you hit that roadblock where you're kind of feeling drained, you're feeling just kind of worn out of the travels, the planning, all of that, there are so many other options. And sometimes that option might be that part-time travel part where you just hit the brakes for a little while and you just take a little reprieve from it, give yourself some time off, and then get excited again to hit the road.
Yeah, just pivot if you need to pivot. Remember, there's no wrong way to do this. Those of you that think there is a wrong way to do it, adjust a little bit and just stay open-minded. There's a lot of different ways to get out there and see the world. Make sure you do it.
Right. And so what we are excited to hear from you is, what is the way that you love traveling most? What is kind of your go-to? Or did we miss something as far as another option we should be looking into later? So, but yeah, we hope that this just kind of, gave you some new ideas or some insight to some of the different options of style of travel instead of just looking at one and making that fit into your life.
Make sure you follow us on our road trip series, which is starting now.
Yes, the next week
This
video
next
after
week,
this.
so we're all going to get it's all going to be about road tripping from Blaine, Washington to Key West, Florida and back. Make sure you tune in. Thank you so much for tuning into this. We'll see you on that road trip.
Cheers.
Cheers.